Many of our children's RE classes begin with the Wonder Box. Well, they begin with a chalice lighting, of course, but then comes the Wonder Box. It was invented by the Reverend Christina Leone Tracy of the Fox Valley UU Fellowship in Appleton, Wisconsin, and it's an actual box, and it starts off closed. So first we wonder what's in it. Then it's time to open the box, which is like opening our hearts and our minds to the unexpected, the unfamiliar, even the inexplicable. Now we can answer the question, what's in the Wonder Box today? Asking questions is important because Unitarian Universalism is a faith that values inquiry over dogma. We honor the free and responsible search for truth and meaning, and we support each other's spiritual growth in the congregation. So what we find in the Wonder Box can lead to more questions and wondering, and then to reflecting and acting, and that leads to more questions and wondering, and so on. So here's our Wonder Box. Shall we find out what's in it today?
Yes.
Let's see, what's in the Wonder Box today? It seems to be a piece of trash. Let's see what else we have in here. Well, that's actually recyclable. That's not. Empty coffee cup. An old orange. That's at least biodegradable. Here's the spoon. I wonder if there's a knife here as well for the whole set. And then a plastic bag, which if you take it to the right place is recyclable, but don't put it in your regular recycling because it gums up the recycling machines, and those are very expensive to fix. So let's put all this trash in here so at least it's in one place. So why do you think these are in the Wonder Box today? Do we have a problem with trash? Well, we do get, for one thing, a lot of trash littering our church grounds. We have such nice green space outside around this building and over to the office building. But we're on a corner, particularly where the office building is. And we end up with a lot of litter between traffic and garbage trucks and wind. I usually pick up some of it as I go into the office building. I picked up some this morning as I was on my way over to this building. Randy and Roy and the grounds committee pick it up regularly too. Certainly don't want to mow over it and then it goes everywhere. It's not just part of keeping our own property clean. It's part of looking after at least this part of Mother Earth too. This morning then we're going to think about what it means to respect the water, land and air. After all, as Unitarian Universalists, we do know that we are part of the interdependent web of life. We need to look after our Mother Earth and the miraculous magic of this planetary home. So let's start by singing about that. Today we are different from those long ago villagers who overgrazed the commons in one very important way. We don't have any place else to go. We only know of one planet like Earth, this one. Astronomers have been able to detect a number of planets around other stars, but they're either really big, like Jupiter, or they're so close to their stars that they're too hot for life. And then there's the fact that those stars, even if they have habitable planets, are light years away. And we don't have the technology to get to them. Even in our own solar system, there's no other planet that can sustain life as we know it here on Earth. And the other thing about this planet that makes it so special to us, well, we are already here. Even if we don't have the technology to travel to another star or make it possible to live on Mars, we do have the technology to make it possible to keep living on the earth. Maybe I'm just biased because I live here, but I think we should make it possible to keep living here. The earth is beautiful, and we should keep it beautiful. We do have some things to figure out, of course. For starters, we need to learn how to share. The tragedy of the commons is real. When we each take just a little bit more for ourselves, it's fine in the short run. But when everybody takes more of something that we all depend on, then together we're taking too much and the commons is damaged, and that's not good for anybody. Our story gives a number of examples of the commons: seas that are overfished, forests that are overcut, fossil fuels that are overmined, fresh water that is overused. But the biggest example of the commons is the Earth's atmosphere. We have put so much carbon dioxide, methane, and other greenhouse gases into the atmosphere that our planet's climate is changing. And that's not good for anybody. And so we talk about sustainability, which means we only take the resources that we need to live, and yes, to live comfortably, without using them up faster than they can be replenished by the earth. Fish will reproduce if we let them. Trees will grow again. Rivers will flow again. Even aquifers will refill if we give them enough time. Fossil fuels cannot be replenished, but we need to stop burning them anyway if we're going to do anything about climate change. And there's more than enough energy for us in the sunlight that shines on the earth. Each of us has a role to play in keeping the earth beautiful. No one can do everything, but everyone can do something. A little later, I'll come back to how we can be part of the big changes we need to make, but we can also start right where we are. Looking after our Mother Earth can begin with something as simple as picking up litter or planting flowers and trees. There is always something we can do to protect and strengthen the interdependent web of life, whether by ourselves or, even better, with other people. We must learn to take care of the earth together because we don't have any place else to go. Here are some wondering questions for us to consider. I'll pause after each one to give you a moment to reflect. I wonder what each of us could do today to keep the earth beautiful. I wonder how we could help each other to live more sustainably. I wonder what else we could do to protect the interdependent web of life. I wonder how we can make a difference to help this planet, our only home. I wonder what our congregation can do to look after our Mother Earth. Let's sing about respecting and caring for the web of life. I invite you to find a comfortable position, whether that's on your chair or wherever you are. If you're sitting, it may help to have your back upright, your eyes level, your feet flat on the floor, your hands loosely over one another in your lap. Once you are comfortable, I invite you to close your eyes. Visualize yourself as you are right now, whether you're sitting or reclining, standing or even lying down. There are other people visualizing themselves too, both here in the sanctuary, in their homes. So allow your imagination to bring them before your mind's eye too. Visualize yourself and the others who are with you, whether in body or in spirit. Now visualize the space you're in. If you're indoors, imagine the walls, the floor, the ceiling. If you're outdoors, imagine your immediate surroundings. Visualize this space that holds you as sacred space that holds us. Now imagine your immediate surroundings becoming transparent and expand your vision still further. Allow your mind's eye to see what else is nearby. The rest of this sanctuary building, the rest of your house or apartment building, the green space around you, perhaps flower beds and trees. Visualize the other people who are around, both indoors and outside too. If your mind's eye can't see specific faces, don't worry. You can imagine the glow of their humanity, whether sitting still or moving around. Now allow your imagination to take you to larger and larger perspectives. Take in your neighborhood with people going about their lives in other buildings, houses and apartments, in local businesses, or elsewhere gathered into congregations like ours. Expand outward to see a bigger part of town, of the peninsula. People too numerous to see, but marked as glowing highlights amidst the verdant glimmer of the living landscape. Further out now, and you can see more of Hampton Roads that glows of people, of animals, of plants, filling both land and water, interconnected in so many ways. Keep moving outward. And now your mind's eye takes in more of the southeast. More of this continent and the ocean. Until finally we hold in place, visualizing the whole world. It is now life itself that is glowing, for the sources of the glow cannot be distinguished one from another. It is the life of our world that glows, swirling and shifting, always moving, always changing. As you continue to visualize our world and the life that fills it, remember where your body is, where you started this journey of the imagination. You are a part of the world that you are imagining, just as human life is but a part of the great system of all life that is making the world glow in your mind's eye. See how our sacred space holds a part of that glow, sheltering it and strengthening it when needed. At the same time, see how our sacred space reaches outward, offering that same shelter and strength to the whole world. Let us continue our meditation a little longer in silence. Our Magic Summer RE class this morning, which was about looking after the miraculous magic of the interdependent web of life, ended with the words, "May we love the earth and think of her as our Mother Earth and keep her beautiful and healthy." There are lots of ways we can do this in our own lives, in our own homes, here at the fellowship. Doing small things does matter, but we also need to do some really big things, like tackle global climate change, and we can't do those things by ourselves as individuals or as an individual church community. After a terrible Supreme Court decision this summer, which one, you ask? There were so many. The one that limited the government's ability to do anything about climate change. Something of a miracle happened last week in Congress. If the Inflation Reduction Act passes, it would be a huge investment in fighting climate change and the biggest such effort in US history. This is so important, but it's still only one step in the right direction. We need more such steps if we are to share the commons, respect the water, land, and air, and live sustainably on the earth together. So before we close, as you leave the sanctuary today, in fact, I invite you to become a faith climate justice voter. I have these cards from Virginia Interfaith Power and Light, and you can fill one out today or renew your commitment to support social and environmental justice by voting in every election and by voting your values for climate and environmental justice. The midterm elections, as you know, are only 3 months away, but we are rapidly running out of time to ensure that our government, our elected leaders, are working to protect and strengthen the interdependent web of life before it is too late. If you're online today, you can fill out the equivalent of this card on Virginia Interfaith Power and Light's website. May we love the earth and think of her as our Mother Earth and keep her beautiful and healthy. May it be so.